Man, shut him up. I've already started it, though.
3 quarters.
Dickhead. Yeah, I already started it still. The quick pirates from the jump still. But yeah, man's back after like 3 months though. Still, get me?
Boy.
Blame man like no names. But yeah, Talk Tingz podcast episode. I don't even know what episode this is.
Is it a bang episode?
Hey, is that what you do? You smile on your podcast?
What do you mean?
It's getting bare teeth, brother.
The man like to smile for the camera.
Smile
anyway,
It's getting bare teeth.
Smile.
Hey, he's happy.
Yo, let me get a cup, please, Benj.
Yeah, I love it still.
Man's doing an advert.
It's a good look.
Oh yeah, so how should man address you, fam? For the people, them.
Bruv, just Mr. Benjamin.
Nah, you know what? We've got to come with a better intro than that. You're mad. Man can't come on with those kind of intros.
What kind of intro you want to do?
I haven't even introduced myself yet. Anyway, man, we haven't done no introduction.
Sorry to cut you lot off here. You know what's good about you lot's podcast? I feel like I could just be myself, bro. Like it's just tough. Like,
Baby.
just in this room.
No fakeness right here.
Yeah, just talk how I want to talk. You know what I mean?
No filter, dead.
Like, we've been having these conversations for the past like 10, 15 years, bro.
Casual convo still.
Yeah.
I don't know about the camera though, but yeah.
But yeah, it's Blocks FMC.
LAYNE.
Why are you saying not sounding all nervous?
I was getting nervous. I was like, LAYNE, what's my name? Nah, I don't know if I say my real name, the road name. You get me? It's LAYNE today. It's LAYNE.
Yeah, the voice you can hear in the background is Benj, or Benjart, as some people know. He's burning that. Get me? Northwest legend in the streets.
Come on, my bro.
That was close.
But he's camera shy, so that's why you can't see him on the camera and that, innit? But
Camera
get me?
shy,
yeah.
Man's camera shy still.
Well, just because I got you about the smiling, you want to try to get me?
You get me?
It's 1-1.
What going on, man? Man, you see this year, safe. Man's been, 3 months been missing, and look how much things have been going in the last 3 months.
Boy.
So no one protested. No one protesting that.
I'm protesting my yard.
I had the little ones, you know, so
Vlad.
I can't even do that still.
What you
What
said?
did
You done your thing. I saw your post still.
you actually go?
I went one day, yeah.
Oh, I didn't think you actually went. Oh yeah, point. That's the next thing as well. Yeah, point that you might as well put the mic in your direction as well, innit?
Oh, okay. Is this one on?
Yeah, just pull it or whatever. That was fire stuff.
Oh, pull the mic. 3 months, man. Don't come back. Weird.
Nah, but the pineapple.
That to the FM. Try and put it back that way. So
It can't turn though.
Oh, it can't turn.
Nah,
Like, can't turn.
Too much mic talk,
that's
man.
not. That is definitely not fire.
That's not fair.
Now you can't twist it, pull it.
Listen, man never stop the foolishness.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm sorry.
It's not even turning still. But I don't even know you actually went though. Still,
I went one of the days, yeah.
What's so bad if you
them
didn't go?
EDL man got fucked up, blood.
I never went that day. I spoke myself out that one.
Nah, I wanted to
knew
go,
it was a
but
trick. They're trying to trick us into
But that day, that triggered me, bro. Had me on LB. I was on the waiting list to LBC, fam. I didn't even get through, fam. Do you know, Brad?
Oh, so you called in?
Man, I listened to LBC
So
religiously,
it's like
Brad.
£2 a minute or something.
No,
like that.
blood. Nah, it's free. I say it's free, blood. It's a free thing. Now, but you know what, yeah? So, do you know what I've noticed? Like, some like white people generally don't understand the level of the racism thing. And some people just don't want to know. You get me?
Yeah.
But
then same as black people.
yeah, to a degree.
Yeah.
Because
True.
some people, they might experience racism and they don't understand that's what it is. You get me? So, like some black people call this station and they're saying, I've never experienced racism. You get me? But I just feel that the racism in this country is like some people know how to hide it. You get me? Yeah, so when someone's directly being when someone's being racist towards you, some people might not even really that. Get me? There's a little bias there or whatever. Get me? Or treat it on this coon business as well, blood. Certain man don't even I don't even know, blood. But listening to OBC certain times, blood, it pisses me off, blood. Yeah. That particular day I've called up. I didn't know when you call up, someone answers the phone first and says like, what do you even call it? What do you want to say? So as soon as the person's answered the phone, but I've all got nervous. Cause I'm thinking I'm used to like the phone not even fucking. Well, why is man? Why man?
That was rude.
Blood, the man's just being grinning, fam.
That was rude.
Nah, because you see earlier on before the mic came on, you was talking about how you saw someone in this building. And then obviously...
Oh,
Keep it in.
Yeah. You got starstruck.
You got starstruck, innit?
What?
It reminded me of the same kind of shit.
Whoa, what happened, blood?
This is so truth behind
Yo,
it.
man, don't
Yeah,
get
I was thinking,
starstruck, man.
It's called
See what's going on now?
Talk the Tingz.
Man's on fuckeries already. All I'm saying is,
sorry, fam.
man's called at the radio station when the first plan's answered, but I've just wheeled off bare things like, yo, all my governments and them things, they're like, what's your name? I was meant to give them an A-list. I said, oh, my name's da-da-da-da from this place. But I don't know. I didn't get through it at the end of the day, innit? End of the story.
That's
But,
because you gave your name and where you're from.
bruv,
Yeah, they said later.
this racism thing's serious though, man.
But why is it getting highlighted now? What's happened right now for it to happen? For this to be happening? Bro, I'm watching football yesterday. I'm looking at the back of certain players' shirts and I'm thinking, yo, where's my man? Let me see. I'm seeing Black Lives Matter, bro.
Yeah. It's a marketing gimmick now, bro.
PlayStation, see Black Lives Matter.
I feel it's a marketing gimmick now still.
Is that a
personally.
good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing because you're using other people's struggles for financial gain. Get me? Man, articulated that.
That's
properly.
good. That's a really good one.
Yeah, and obviously it's
You
like
rehearsed that.
Don't violate the
every
thing.
big company they have to pay the Black Lives Matter card right now.
Pussy,
You know,
oh,
I'm gonna
man.
go through. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Now. So they have to say it to feel like they're more diverse. You know how it is,
Inclusive.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
even when you fill out a form, they got a diversity form. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But I don't know. It's a bit dodgy for me, bro. Car.
something never sit right, and then I got the video that I think debunked all of it. I don't know if you've seen the video of the woman. Remember the video we were talking about earlier, Block? Of the woman debunking the Black Lives Matter, the CEOs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But that's all
handful.
techie still.
That
I
one- that
can't
one-
even get into that still. That's all techie
That's
still.
it for the pod, but what they stand for, basically, you lot, yeah.
So basically, you know, yeah.
It's all techie.
The paragraph of what the company's about is black women running it, but it's nothing to do with black. The black, what me and you, us four black people growing up, our demographic. I guarantee you, I could give all my money on it. Yeah, if you go on it tomorrow, you're not gonna think it's anything to do with you.
Yeah,
That way.
it's true. Now, to
Yeah.
be fair,
Oh,
their ethos
Yeah.
is in me. Don't what they're explaining the Black Lives Matter movement is about isn't what everyone I guess is fighting for. Their thing's the next agenda, but they ain't talking about that though. Still, get me, car. I'm not even trying to get me.
Fam, I don't know. I'm
The thing's called Talk the Tingz.
I'm just saying, bro, blood.
Talk the
It's
Tingz.
more about the alphabet people, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, there's the alphabet Donnies, fam. Get me.
I'm lost. Talk the
I'm
Tingz.
lost, bro.
Bad.
count about 5 of the letters of the alphabet.
What? What letters? There's more letters?
Get me.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Them and this, though.
That's like
Okay.
it gets a bit techie, but that's I just some wild things on this. I have to be careful now.
Yeah, it's a bit mad still, but
We saying, Benj, what you saying about it? The whole racism thing, you saying? Why now?
Why now? Like we've been experiencing this. I'll give you a story. Yeah, one time I was flying Wembley. I think it was Wembley Market. Yeah, left the hood. And I walked, bro. Walked past IKEA. Walked underneath the little pit underneath Tesco. Gone up. Gone into the little what do you call it? Little bridge thing. Walking down. Now I'm at the point where I'm opposite the warehouse on the right hand side that we stole Volvics from when we was younger.
oh shit.
Teeth idiots.
I'll come back to that after. Bro, all I heard was that's what I heard, yeah? I didn't know what it was. I was with my brethren Baker. Shout out Baker. I was like, bro, did you hear that? And it was a white van that drove past us, bro. I looked on my shoulder, yeah. And obviously I was kind of drippy back then, innit? So I had a Dolce & Gabbana jacket.
Oof.
I'd never forget it was black cream and black, and it said Dolce & Gabbana.
Why you plugging the precious brand,
Bro.
fam? Get
Nah,
me?
bro,
No.
I'm not plugging it. It's all part of the process, my brother.
No.
It's all part of the process.
So I lost a bag like that once.
My brother, what I'm saying to you, yeah? I looked to my left, bro, and I saw the biggest piece of phlegm going from the top of my shoulder right the way down my top, bro.
Later.
That's what I remember what jacket you had on.
Bro, I dashed the jacket. Jacket gone, bro, in the bush. Jacket gone, bro. I said, I'm not even washing that. And that was my first major feeling of what it was like to feel direct racism. I probably had it before, but I was too young enough
to understand
too young to know what was going on. But you see that moment there, bro? It felt nasty, my brother. It felt nasty, man.
I can imagine.
It felt nasty.
I don't think I've experienced it or not knowingly experienced it that deep.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. I went to like a uni in Buckinghamshire in High Wycombe.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, but I went to but my course, and I'm filming television in it, so there's not much blacks in our course. So the majority of the year is white people. So you get, I don't know, all of you been in the working environment, and you know, I don't know what's debatable. What's worse, that racism you experience, or the business racism where they're saying these sly comments, but they're saying something meaning behind it, and you have to learn to understand. Wait a minute, they're being racist.
I've noticed that in the workplace, there's always little. Yeah. They run little slide jokes or little hip hop jokes. Get me? You listen to the rap stuff or something like? Get me? Like them little sly ones, bruv. Like not everyone speaks like that, innit? But that's their perception of man based on shit that the media portrays. Because there's so much different elements to this whole racism thing. Like it's mad. And what I don't like is when people they try to deflect it and come up with stuff like. People's like complaining about black on black violence, but we're killing each other as well. But white people kill each other, Asian people kill each other. Like, so why is it called black on black violence? Because in Africa, they're flipping. Put it this way, if blacks were killing people the way everyone fucking says, Africa and them places probably have the highest murder rates in the world, fam. But that ain't the case though, blood. So. Why are you like trying to market the black on black violence thing? It's just another way of trying to hold a black man down, man. All that extra bullshit, man. I don't know, fam. I don't know, blood. What's your black experience, bud? Or the racism thing?
What's my black experience?
Yeah.
You know,
have you felt it more in the way that I did in regards to? Obviously, I felt it in the other way too, like structural racism. Like, what's your main experience that always stands out to you? It's actually quite sad that we can actually all sit here and explain the way that we've experienced racism.
And I've got a strip search.
After you answer this question,
I've got a strip search just because I chatted to a white eat, fam. Big man thing. Bro.
Sorry.
But not even to cut man's story. Let me run the story.
Why would you talk to white you? What happened?
Let me finish the story. Let me finish that you.
Random out to white you.
Quality, bro. Man's got friends of different creeds and that, blah, but the police get me, they don't see that.
Man said different creeds
and all these things. But this is called Don't Be a Cheapskate, yeah? So this is before Uber times, man. Gone to my cousin's yard in Willesden. It's time to go home. Gone to the...
Sounds sticky already.
Right, exactly. So it's time to go home now, you get me?
You'll get home.
So I could either jump in a cab, which I wanted to do, or jump on a bus. Said I'm going to go cab station. So these days, I know it's a $5 from Willesden to Neasden, you get me? From Cheaters or whatever, but called Cheaters, there's no cabs or whatever. So I've gone to the next cab station up the road. Man's trying to charge me £7 on that. I think this might have been like college days, you get me? Man said £7. I'm thinking, what? Down the road's charging me a $5. So I'm going to jump on the bus. Jumped on the bus.
A long one.
Gone home.
Where'd you meet the white guy?
Let me finish the story, fam.
Sorry.
Jumped on the bus. Jumped off shopping centre now, innit? Seen a youth that I know. I've gone to chat to him. Said whatever, blah, blah, blah. Walked down the road. Sid spun on man, fam. Out of nowhere, they just pulled up on me.
Who's Sid?
Why is man trying to move like man? I don't know what Sid's mean. You get me? Undercover Babylon pork bacon man them. You get me? That roll around in the bacon spaceship, blood. So them man there, they spun on man. Oh, who was he talking to? Bro, they took Manhasden police station for a strippy for no reason, fam. Then, you know, they're meant to give you like the paperwork and that when say this is why we search you or whatever. They just kick man out the station like a victim.
Rotted.
That's extreme.
What?
That's my thing.
Say man get molested and them thing they by the feds, bro. It's bad. Listen.
Yeah, I've not gone through that still. I ain't gone through all of that. I ain't been strip searched and all that kind of stuff. I'm not in the wrong place at the wrong time. But in the workplace, I've experienced it. But it took me a while to realise that it was actually happening to me still. Because, you know, like, at work, I had this thing in my head that it was always going to be more difficult for me than anyone else. I always had to work twice as hard in it because I'm a young black guy. That was just like, and that was probably more challenging for me. Like, I like to challenge myself, so that's what kind of kept me going and built the momentum to like go further and go as high as I could in it. But actually thinking about it now, why do I have to work twice as hard as the next white person who's the same age as me, same degree or qualifications? Why do I got to work twice as hard? And even though I was successful in my last workplace when I was employed, I was quite successful. It's not a boasty thing, but I can boast about it because it's fucking difficult as a young black guy. There was a lot of trials and tribulations which involved an middle-aged white woman who was just anti. It's not, you don't want to, look, it's like, I always thought it was my age thing, innit? Like, obviously, because I'm young, I'm 24, 25 years old, I'm a manager next to someone who's like 40, 50 years old, white woman.
You was a manager at 25 years old?
Yeah. So
clap for that. I know that's a bit copycat still, but...
I mean, we can clap. Clap now!
Whoa.
Look, that's some dusty clap, man.
Dusty
We're clapping
clap.
when you got shook such to the white you, and then you can't fucking give it.
This guy's a donut,
Anyway,
man. That, blood.
Nah,
Get me, that could have traumatized, man, blood.
I can tell by it. Nah, but on the real, it's you always think in work here that it's just natural, but it's not natural for those things to happen. And like they always try and make you feel like, you know, when you look at the hierarchy, you look at like the managers and you look at the CEOs, and you look at the directors. Everyone on the board
So white people.
is white. And
Or you might get the Asian.
sometimes, you know, some people would argue it's coincidental. Some people would argue, well, did you apply for it?
Yeah, the BAME man them, get me?
BAME.
And they try to fit us all in the same bracket.
No,
Like we face the same struggles.
Hold on, don't get twisted. When it's BAME, yeah, you see, like History Month, all of that, it's like all in one. They're all together. Like, we all suffered the same suffering, fam. It's mad, like, but
That's the blanket. That's a blanket term, bro.
one time I was in Bayswater, random. I was with my bedrooms. You know, you go Bayswater because you like with your bedrooms. You go ice skating, all that sort of stuff, yeah. And I never forget that a car drove past, bunch of white guys in it, just calling out monkey, and all that sort of stuff, yeah. But those are the stuff I see in the movies, isn't it? You don't think those things are kind of relevant now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just really happening like right now. You just take it for granted, like that people are just drunk, but it's not normal. But in my head, it's like all these sort of things are just like, just get on with it, innit? Just move on. So like highlighting it now is great, innit? It is great. Like, don't get twisted. It's great that it's been highlighted. It's great that there's a platform for it. It's nice, isn't it?
Do you reckon the protests are not helping?
I think there's
some change.
Out all the protests,
No,
I
but-
think this is the most change.
Alright, so
that's
what's
happened.
what? Okay, tell me what's changed?
Yeah, what's changed?
Well, one is the discussion is on the biggest scale that it's ever been in history, realistically.
It's on the right
And
platform.
it might not be on the right platform, but I guess the more people that talk about it is the more other people. Some people that are willing to learn will start doing their own research on little things. Because like,
that's what I'm about to
yeah,
say.
but look, the other day, so like I said, back to listening to OBC or whatever, but the presenter, I can't remember what his name was, but he's saying, he did it, he just found out about Emmett Till. I'm thinking, bro, that's what most people learn of in school. Like, you don't know the story of the fucking white youth that got practically lynched for whistling at a white woman.
Black youth.
So what did I say?
White youth.
Oh, sorry, a black youth, got killed for whistling at a white woman. Then only for her to say that it was a lie before she dead, fam. That's a violation. But most people, if not everyone, should have learned that at school. But why does he not know that as an older person? Is it because you chose not to learn that in school, or like, I don't know, or maybe the schools that he went to didn't teach it?
It's because he doesn't see it as his history.
That too.
So he probably doesn't see it as anything. Remember, it's I don't want to get political, but it's essentially their world, isn't it? So anything that we go through that seems like a struggle, they're not going to see that as something that they need to learn.
Yeah, because they're the opposite of them.
But even when the teacher,
other people's struggle isn't really something that's going to be on top of the agenda.
This is what my answer was earlier. When I said to you, I got an answer for this.
Mm.
We're in the wrong country. No matter how we got here, all right.
but it don't matter what country you're in, because even when you say, obviously, this is an assumption because I'm not in Africa, innit?
No, it is. It's been
But
colonized.
when
This
you
country's colonized,
so when you go there, they're only gonna teach. They might. And and let me wear this carefully. So people from Africa, I know they're more closer to their culture than, say, I guess Caribbean people are, like we are to a degree, in it, because they're from there, in it. But I'm assuming in the schools and that, they might not be teaching them their full history. They might be teaching like the white people's education.
I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so. Because in the Caribbean, they could tell you about
But look,
the history they made about them.
most people that you see like that come from like them back home, Jamaica, any Caribbean country, but look how they move when, like, say, white people that come to the country, but they respect the white people then, bro. But then they deal with their own people like shit. You get me? Because most of them's thinking, the white people, when they come to the country, it's money they're spending. You get me? So they more look up to the white people, deal with them differently. Like they got some form of hierarchy over everyone else, bro.
But isn't that the same worldwide though?
That's how the world's been. Well, the World Trade Center is in America, isn't it? The dollar is the currency for everyone. So that's why it's like that, isn't it? Money's like that. So obviously every black country is not going with things. You need to get the dollar is more value in it. That's what it is.
True.
It's the value about money. Obviously, that is racism, but then
That's capitalism.
The capitalism. But when you know where it started from, like literally the slave trade directly built up America.
That's right.
Yeah,
and England. But remember, it started from England though. That's what man need to understand.
But when you know that, this one is so deep. Average black person don't know this. When I say directly, I mean literally directly. Like, you know this new thing I knew about already about the slave owners paid out for the
That's been on my Instagram, in the history section.
Who did a thing on that on TV? It was on TV as well. That's quite contemporary. Someone did it. It's on TV still.
UCL, remember I seen earlier blocks, yeah?
That's proper stuff.
I never understand slavery fully until I saw the, I don't know if it was documentary or I read them both of them, innit?
Yeah.
There's a big book of all the like the stock market.
There is
of
all the names of everyone.
Middle class white people living in wherever they live up north.
Yeah.
Owning slaves because it's a slave trade. So the people that worked out there, but they're still slave owners sitting in their yard having a normal day job, like stock trading right now.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Literally, that's how it was. Like that's what the stock trade started. All these stocks we're doing, it literally started from the slave thing.
What's so mad is I've always heard about like Black Wall Street and that, but I've never done like any research into it. And then when I actually read like what I because I was reading like and this is a prime example. So like because of this discussion, people that's willing to learn is gonna go and research stuff. So everyone's putting like the Black Wall Street stuff. So I've done my little research, whatever, and seen that
that's what I like about
they done the whole fucking city, bruv. Like,
I like about it. So I got two close friends. I've been on this. I've untaught myself a lot of things and
untaught yourself.
Yeah, untaught myself because
it's a lot of bullshit we've been taught,
bruv.
bruv.
Our eyes, I'm not sure we admit it or not. Yeah.
Christopher Columbus.
That's
Bullshit,
what we need
bruv.
to try and change, you know.
Yeah.
We look through the world through white man's eyes. Once you start realizing that, yeah, I used to be pissed off with myself. Like even when I'm younger, all of us probably done it in here. Sorry, we're all I don't know. We're all Caribbean in here.
Yeah.
So in school, because an African.
The man, he's from St. Kitts.
I was waiting for that, blood. We need to go.
See, what that's been taught though.
Mom, too, blood. Nah, bro, we have to stop this thing, car. And he said, I didn't get my listen, bro. St. Lucian, Dominican, Bajan. Yeah? Where are you from? You can't get a hat to fit your head. Where the fuck are you from?
I'm from here, bro. I'm to you,
exactly, that's the problem. You from here.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what I was saying anyway.
Hey, what accent do you speak?
I don't know, man. That was anything, bro. Anything.
Yeah, because that sounded a bit Irish.
It was a bit Irish. That's just because of my name. Because my name's Irish.
So what, like, alright, so say if, like, from your perspective, what, say, like, in the fashion world, what racism have you come across?
Racism?
Yeah, or bias?
I don't know if it's racism because you can.
Or I should say, have you? I should have said, have you?
No, because I can't tell you if it's racism. I don't know if it's racism. Yeah. However, what I will say, that ain't me trying to cop out of this question or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, had I been a white male, would my experience within this field be somewhat different? Now, I would like to think not. However, we are in the year 2020. I've been operating this brand for 13 years. It began in 2007. And not once have the brand or the brand story featured in a major publication. apart from when Stormzy put us in there.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that's because I haven't done PR myself to be able to enable that, or it's because the story isn't one that the higher uppers want to grab onto and talk about, and whether or not that has an underbelly of racism involved in it, I can't tell you whether or not that's the case. Also, with the fashion industry, I feel like the fashion industry itself has kind of turned its nose up on black street fashion. I feel like
In terms of how?
I feel like there's an actual market of black street fashion that wasn't there 10 to 13, no, that wasn't there 13, 15 years ago. And it's fully established now. And we're one of the pioneers of that. And right now it's still kind of shunned by the stores. Like, you might have a couple of brands in the stores or whatever, but they're not really taking what's going on in the streets of England properly. Because if they really took it in,
I feel like they try. This is what I feel. And this is just from the outside looking in it. Yeah, these shops like the high shops at Oxford Street, Knightsbridge, they don't want them man's brands in their thing, innit? But it's when people, no, but they want it, but more on their terms, don't it? So like I said, this is my, I probably 100% wrong in it, yeah. So like I said, I feel that they don't really want man's things in their shop. They want to keep the break brands, the Louis and the Gucci or whatever high-end fashion, or just the white brands or whatever in it, yeah. But when it comes to arting, if they do put it in it, it's only because like they see that, I don't know, like a celebrity's endorsed it or whatever, but then they want to try and finesse man to get your products in the shop.
No, it shouldn't be on that, just on that base, just on the celeb basis. I feel like there's quite a few brands that should be in there, not even there, but that should have a stronghold in stores in the UK. Because at the end of the day, it's UK fashion, and UK fashion should be sold in UK stores. That's like such a basic breakdown of what should be happening, that when you're looking at the amount of UK street brands there are that are operating at a certain level, or even just a decent level, and then you look at the stores, and then you look at who owns the brands that are in the stores, then you start seeing the disparity. And then now, that's when you start breaking it down. Is it because of the conversation that we're having right now? So is that structural racism that all of the Premier League speaking about, the music industry is speaking about? Is now the fashion world a world where that also happens? I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard one to say, but it's a sticky one. But I'll tell you this, like, if anything, the lack of conversation that we've had with the actual industry and the figureheads in the industry has enabled us as a brand to have our own space and create our own space, and no one can tell us nothing because we own our own lane, like literally, bro.
And that is
from the outside looking in.
Yeah, but that's fundamental. That's what it's about. Fundamentally,
the industry though.
Second.
Same as the music. All right.
Yeah, but then watch this though. Say that it was me, but not me, and that person really, really was negatively impacted from the lack of support on the industry. Then there might not be a Benjart, bro. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Say that again.
So say that it was my position that I'm in that right now, but not me. Not me. Yeah. And it was somebody else.
Yeah.
And that person, they were trying, and then the lack of, help from the outside, or lack of industry, Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay. Has the industry helped you at all?
Nah, I come from the street, bro, with
right
this
then.
brand, bro.
Then,
Absolutely nothing,
all right,
bro.
then. So the only comparison
I remember back in the day.
No, but I'm saying,
I don't know nothing about this.
yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, what if it wasn't me that was here, and I've got thick skin, I'm able to go through it. Like, I still go through it. Say that it wasn't me, and then the black guy that was operating the brand said, you know what, fuck this, I'll give up.
Yeah.
Like, how many times do we have people in jobs, in businesses, in music, that give up because of the structural issue that we have?
Okay.
Who's just like, fuck it.
Coming to my point. So, if we all know, all of us here can vouch here, how the grime scene came up, for instance, or the UK industry musically.
Yes.
It's only like a compare
Yeah, but who's made
compare-
like with that?
Yeah,
Who's
so
made the
if-
most money off that though?
Not
'Cause it
us,
were-
we don't own it.
That's what I'm saying. YouTube and all that stuff. Everyone came up off YouTube, not YouTube.
Internet-
Everyone came off of you channel and that.
Streams,
Get me?
Streams that made people go independent. As that helped fashion industry. The fact that a lot of artists in the UK went independent, supporting like your brand, for instance,
Yeah.
did that rise your thing? Because, for instance, when they got deals before back in the day, Nike and Adidas and them man they are giving them endorsements. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean-
so now there's an independent industry. As I'm saying, so popular culture is black people. Everyone knows it.
Or if I slow down, you talk
Oh, yeah,
too
sorry,
fast
yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
so,
that.
so the culture, it's true. I always do that. So even the big brands,
Yeah.
especially with sportwear and blah 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 in the
Yeah.
fashion industry, it's always reflected. Music, everything is reflected off of black people. But then when it goes to the fashion, it's a white person done it, but it's what we done already.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's what I see in my head.
Yeah, but that's
It's
like
factual.
look at like
But-
Dapper Dan for instance, because obviously when he was doing his thing,
Yeah.
they was trying to shut down his thing, but like because everyone's on it, like because everyone was respecting what he's done. Eventually, Gucci had to partner out with him, bruv. I don't think, and I think they only done that is because they started copying his designs and stuff like that. Realistically, but
Oh yeah.
That's
'cause
kind of-
everyone
hotted them up.
No, it's Black Twitter that started it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everyone hotted them up. It's like you don't try to sue him,
Aye,
sue
but
the
watch
man.
this though. Remember when Gucci were getting inclusive with him, yeah? Everyone was dissing them, right? And dissing
Yeah.
him for doing the deal, and then he went
Yeah,
to
yeah.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah,
Look a year later, look now, the period of time that we're in now,
Yeah.
bro. You got to kind of respect Gucci because they were ahead of the curve.
yeah.
So you see everyone saying Black Lives Matter now, all these
Yeah.
brands and stuff. It's not coming from a true place. They were reactive with it at the time,
Yeah.
but now it's looking like they were proactive.
Yeah, it's true.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
'Cause all of the things that they put in place were before this climate.
Yeah.
It's mad.
How have you dealt with stuff during this time, card? Yo, beer business is popped down right now, you know.
Bro, you see, from the day one, even said it on my own podcast, Streamers Club podcast. Quick plug,
Then quick plugs.
and,
You know?
and a stutter as well.
Man, I have to bleep that out, you know.
Nah, I started. That was bad. But yeah, even on there, what I'd said is when the pandemic hit, bro, the main thing I wanted to do was sit down, analyze, and really, really see what opportunity there is. Because whenever a situation like that occurs, as bad as it is, as bad as it feels, you know, you probably heard the word corona about 10 million times on the first day that it hit, bro. It was scary, bro. But there's opportunity there. And the one thing I said that I'm going to do is continue to work throughout, bro. So as soon as the pandemic hit, obviously within the government guidelines, you know,
He wasn't doing social distancing. No, he wasn't.
so yeah, all my staff stopped working, and obviously I said everyone would get full pay for that period of time.
Right there, big man.
I you said Corona. I started coughing.
Oh bloody hell!
Carry on.
And then, bro, I just went to the warehouse. I was working, man. I just kept busy. And then what I found is, when looking at the data from my consumers and just the general conversation on social media, what I realized is the people needed clothing brands at that time. And you know why they needed clothing brands? Because the stores were closed. They never had nowhere to go, but all of the takeaways that they wanted to purchase from, Nando's, McDonald's, you name it, they all shut down. Even the people that wanted to go to high class places, your Novikovs, your Hackisans, they instantly shut down, right? So the only piece of normality that people had at that time in the pandemic
Clothes shopping.
was clothes shopping online.
Because
then-
man's bought beer things, bro.
So you see, for me now,
I want
it was
beer things.
okay, cool. How do I map this out? What do I do? Do I shut my business down as well? Boris Johnson hasn't communicated that if you've got your own warehouse that you have to shut it down. I never heard that from him. So I was like, within government guidelines, of course, I'm going to continue providing our customers with what they need because it's a necessity. They can't get any clothes anywhere else right now with everything that they need. Spoke to my manager at Royal Mail. Obviously, certain man, ops, what with DPD and all of that.
Who are you people? Get out of this room.
Sorry. So yeah, and he said,
Hey, bro.
all right, we're still operating. So I was just basically saying, all right, cool. If they're still operating, that's my maximum capacity that I can work within. Our sales have dropped. So with the sales dropping, it meant that we could meet the needs of our customers that were still purchasing perfectly. And it was just maintaining that process. So throughout I think it was March, we just kept on sending next day delivery, next day, the next day. And then next minute now, our conversation on social media is now improving. So we've got increased customer satisfaction and then now increased word of mouth because people are happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you do like during this time, did it affect your deliveries? Because I see enough companies like when it came to the delivery aspect of stuff, they was like a delivery that would have took a couple of days, taking 2 weeks, like 2-3 weeks.
Royal Mail was all cool. That was all cool, man.
And then the generals of the thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're paying for some idiot posting, you're gonna get an idiot post, innit? Just saying, if you're gonna pay for a standard post, like you're gonna wait 2 weeks.
Yeah, but like say for instance, Nike, not to plug them, but they use DPD in that, innit? And
Wow. Good thing I don't work for DPD, innit?
Wow.
I work for Simple Delivery.
I'm just saying though, but then he went to 2 weeks. It went to 2
Some
weeks.
Lauren Holding, time.
Listen, nah, it went to 2 weeks though, man. You get me? A man waited a month for a trackie, bruv. Like I don't.
So what's that gonna do DPD?
I'm not saying
It
it
comes from a
came
warehouse.
with-
You must understand. You think night come time to get people in the warehouse to get your trainers, your dead trainers that you wanted, fam. You should have dashed that way. Anyway. Alright, so Benj, yeah. With that being said, yeah, what's the next steps then? Because obviously, forecasting, being as proactive as possible is essentially probably as important as everything you're doing, isn't it? So, what does this do for you now going forward? How do you try and shape the way you do your sales, the way you do business, the way you do everything? Has it shaped it? Has it changed it? Or
Yeah, because we've then amassed with the increased
Man said amassed.
I can get the meaning of that word.
I
I can't do that.
You lot are killing me.
Wait, I get it, but they don't know.
Yeah, with the increased following, we've then amassed a bigger customer base. So then now it's obviously important to make sure that we can reach the needs of X amount of customers now, with matching the same kind of quality level that we were doing within the pandemic when we had a reduced customer base. You get where I'm coming from? So then to do that now, you then need to look at your staff. Have you got the right amount of staff working? Then you need to look at ways of improving what type of packaging comes with the product. When a customer wants to do an exchange and return, how seamless is that? Like, there's so many different aspects that you have to look into, and it's all formulaic. You have to have your formula set for every single part of that process. And then, like Lane was saying, what's it looking like going forward? I believe going forward, we're looking quite good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the interaction on social media, improved.
Yeah, because you're busy on the social stuff.
Yeah, and we're dropping because we've had, that's one thing when we were negatively impacted, the borders closed for a piece. So we couldn't get our product into the country. So then that built up X amount of product. But then I took a gamble. What I done when a lot of people were saying that they're not going to give their manufacturers any money, then they're scared of their manufacturers being affected by COVID and shutting down.
Yeah.
I took a gamble and a risk. And I said, I'm still going to pay my manufacturers throughout the process. So with that, that's then improved our relationship.
Yeah.
Because they're like, damn, when all of these other companies turned around and said, we're not paying
The bread's still
because of
coming.
the virus, we're still paying.
That's
We're
how you
still
know
paying
man's
for
up
the-
here now.
Nah,
Oh,
Listen,
makes sense now.
Don't even comment, yeah. This how I knew man's, you get me, the fashion industry ain't too bad, yeah. I remember when I went OT, man was drinking champagne from a bottle with a straw. Who does that, fam?
I mean, when the drink gets a certain
Who
time, the
does
straw,
that,
you must be in a
man?
long straw, no fire.
Cut the case from there.
Man, I knew what time it was still, man. You get me?
Just for those who don't know, amass, gather together or accumulate a large amount of number of material or things over a period of time.
Oh, you still looking at that?
No, I wasn't still looking. It comes up
a
naturally.
minute.
Just for those who didn't know, I don't look at anyone.
But yeah, obviously, it's not because I'm up, it's just strategic business planning, man.
Yeah.
It's a gamble because if they turned around and they said, yeah, Jadon, you know what, man? We're closed now, man. we shut down business.
Yeah, fuck.
Bruv, I'll be crying, bro.
Yeah,
so
fucked
it's not
up.
even a thing like that. It was just more. I just saw it as the virus is eventually gonna go, and it's worth me doing that. And look now, I've just got tons and tons of product coming in, and it looks great on socials. It looks great in business anyway. Because now we can provide the variety that our customers always been screaming out for.
I think in terms of like outgoings and a lot of businesses, because obviously your business is obviously online based.
Yeah.
Most companies, if not all companies that are online based, they're kind of winning store, to be fair. Because companies, what I mean by that is companies that's got stores like, look, Primark, prime example.
Yeah.
L's. They talk L's. Look how, because you're paying out how much on your rent to your landlords and that, and you don't have nothing coming in.
Well, you know, it don't make sense though. The thing is, Corona hits, or a pandemic hits.
Yeah.
There should always, every company like Primark, like any business, just like Benjart as well, should have some sort of contingency planning.
That's what I always thought as well.
That should be like any business I've ever worked in. Man's always done a BCP, business continuity plan, and it's basically like the worst case scenario if anything happened, like no electricity in the building, or on your road, or on the street, or you have like a plague or flu, or there's no transport, there's a bomb scare. Like you see, like all these like extreme scenarios. Every business should have some sort of insurance for that. Like if that should happen, this is what we do. We go to plan A or plan B. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
But I think nothing's happened like this level.
But you see the thing for Primark, it's like JD. So when I did my delivery, I was saying the other day that I've done a collection at JD Sports, but I've never done collection at JD Sports before. I've never gone there to collect parcels. I've gone there to bring parcels because customers do delivery online and send it to the stores. I'm going there and I'm picking up 6-7 bags of full, like fully loaded of trainers, beer clothes. I'm like, I'm looking at addresses where they're going all like Romford, they're going like anywhere in the UK, they're flying about. So I'm saying to the guy, why so much collections? What's going on? They said, yo, we changed the place to the warehouse, isn't it? So they've changed all the stores to warehouses so that all the stock gets taken out different places. I would have expected Primark to do the same thing. You need to evolve into an online based service and start to use your stores as warehouses.
I'm surprised they don't have an online platform.
Madness. But you know what? It just goes to showing it, like, what's so special about Primark in that respect that they're not going to be able to, they don't want to pay rent, but they want to go online and give their clothes to anyone. But people there are sleeping outside their stores, mate.
Yeah, I see bro. The lines that I've been seeing outside, like,
that's mad still.
Enough shops, to be fair, because everyone's been waiting for these shops to be open, but man's been struggling, bro. I'm just waiting for the fucking gyms to be open, bro. Man, struggling without the gym right now. I can't even lie, bro. The motivation for for training at home don't exist. I can't lie.
Do you know what? Yeah, just want to come back to a point that's bugging me still. You see this whole thing with BLM and like the protest stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, have you gone to the protest?" And, you know, this is the first time I haven't actually gone to a protest. Like I haven't been involved in a movement that I actually want to be involved part of.
Yeah, I genuinely want to be involved in it.
I do feel part of it. Just because I haven't gone there doesn't mean I'm not part of it. I'm part of it. I get it. You get what I'm trying to say? But you see, like me personally, I feel like I got another agenda to it. You know what I'm trying to say? So people will go to the protests and will probably stand there, shout, scream, you know, sing songs, unite. That's great. All that stuff is great, innit? Yeah. But my thing's a little bit more around action based, isn't it? Like, and what we're trying to achieve, what we actually trying to achieve. Like, as a black community, what is man trying to achieve? Like, obviously, go to protests and we talk about all this stuff, and it's lovely. Like, talking about it is great. Trust me, it's great. Like, having knowledge around your history is great. Trust me, everything is great. Like, just knowing it. But what the fuck are you gonna do with it? That's my issue. What do people do with it? So.
Yeah, I feel like
you could say like, oh, I know my history now because I know about the Black Wall Street, and that's fine as well.
Yeah.
What the fuck is man doing about it?
Yeah, it's true.
Not the fuck, nothing at all. Let me give you another example. Yeah. Let me give you another example. Yeah. So you'll get someone like me, young black entrepreneur, just trying to do their thing, put out a video out there, like an ad, for like my business for drivers and stuff. Yeah.
What's your business?
It's a delivery business. Yeah. Anything else?
I thought you were going to plug it.
Nah, it's all right. I don't do all of that stuff. Simple delivery.
I was going to plug it, hit me.
Simple delivery. Marathon deliveries. SNA United Couriers. #. So
you just plugged it?
Definitely.
So why didn't you plug it when Block said to plug
I don't act like a beggy.
See when man born shit, blood. That's all I'm saying.
But my point is this. It's a very serious point though, yeah? I put out a video to recruit drivers. Just a little ad. So I didn't even listen. It was a budget ad because that's what you do when you're an entrepreneur in your first year. It's about savings, efficiency. You're not gonna go and do some mad thing in it. So I just got an ad put together. Tell the man do it for me. He's just trying to get some drivers out there. Yeah, and instead of my black bedrooms or my black community or whatever you want to call it, say, you know, well done, we're going to jump on, we're going to spread the word. I'm more getting comments around, so why is the person in that ad not black? I'm like, what
But
the
people
fuck?
pay attention to that stuff though.
No,
Like-
but they pay attention to it now. First of all, any advert that gets put out, no one questions if the person's black or white. It's an advert, first of all. It's
True,
the principle
yeah,
around
true
what
still.
it's there for. No one will see a fucking advert in the TV for boots and says, why don't they put a black person in?
No, but
It's a white person.
I do though.
No, what I'm saying is it's a white person, it's a white Asian person. It doesn't matter. It's an advert for me.
Yeah.
You know what it is? We sometimes take things a little bit too far in it. Like, I get it, but this is like, where do we start drawing the line? So my point is, I put an ad with, I actually looked at it. It's a white man with ginger beard, I didn't even notice it. On the real, I didn't even care, bro. You get me, And I had more black people apply for it than any other race, So what does that say about black people applying for jobs? Because if it was a black person in that ad, would I fucking apply for it? That's the question I always ask. It's not about that. So all of that stuff that sometimes I'm just like, all right, how much people have a brand or some sort of something, some platform, but don't always like to show who they are as a part of that, because there is a stereotype, not just from white people but from black people themselves, around what they see.
If it's a black business, you deal with man differently.
And that's real talk. That's like proper real talk. I don't care what anyone says.
A lot of people digest with it, because it's not too black. It's a bit mediocre to me because I've researched black stuff, what I'm saying, but then it's like...
but what's not being too black?
No, but...
Why can't we be ourselves though? I don't get that.
Because that's still a way... That's still a part of conforming to like their standards.
I'm in the same group chat with you. I put bare black stuff in there. Not much people like, will open it and that. Only to Black Lives Matter people doing it. That's the bit I like though. Because I've been doing this from time ago. But then that's the reason I went to the protest. Because my brother said, you can know all this stuff, not to me directly, he's saying, you can know all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. But if you're not going out and showing the uni, what's the point in knowing it? And that's true. When I went there, the people that I represent, that I will think a serious man would be going on the protest, none of the firms and the pro-black groups were there representing themselves.
But that goes to
All
my...
the media people out there doing George Floyd, like, that's not the be all the end of the thing. I wasn't even involved in that part of it.
But like, see, that goes to my next question, See, when people was like, we should invest or like, support more black businesses, that I definitely 100% believe that, but I sometimes feel like we don't give each other chances, innit? Like, I was watching someone's Insta and they said that, like, so everyone's quick to look out for faults in our own businesses kind of thing, innit? Whereas, like, say, like, the oppressors brands them, we'll give them chances. So say fuck up, they'll do something wrong, but we'll still, I don't know, we'll be pissed about it for like 10 minutes, but we'll still put money in their pocket. Whereas say like us, so like say you're shouting me something, you do something wrong, I'm gonna go to Lane and say, yo, I just bought something off Racks, it was dead, don't go to him. You get me? Man's already cut off that lifeline and man's not gonna fuck with you again. But when it's the other way, we still support there, right? Why are we like that? And
it's a black or white though.
What do you mean?
That could be down to like they're well-known brands already. So if you do get a little dodgy thing, if the market is so well, it's
that as well.
already,
My
so
thing
then,
is,
so that's why we would give them a chance.
I always try to support. I also support good businesses.
I
Period.
don't know the question.
Anyway,
I'm asking the question. Yeah, I don't even know.
but I also support good businesses. But I feel everyone's sometimes quick to be like support black businesses, but the quality of the service that you're providing ain't up to par, innit? Like,
but then how can it be up to par sometimes when we don't
You're not getting
own?
funded, you're not getting back.
No, it's not even the funding, bro. It's the access. A lot of the time, we don't have the access what other people have access to, so it's hard for us to start
at a decent level.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for you
So
to
like,
get
for
to
example, like when I first entered the clothing game, the manufacturers I had access to were not the manufacturers I had access to now. You get where I'm coming from? I have to laugh because it's like it was
it's a big
real
difference.
backdoor business. You get where I'm coming from? But then obviously through time and then as you build up the money, that's when you can get access. So that first part of supporting a black business is kind of crucial for us, fam. Like, I get where you're coming from though, because obviously you do need to have the quality, but then when we don't have the access, something has to give way for us to be able to support each other to grow, man.
Yeah, but even the access stuff, like that's not majority to do with race or anything like that.
It is.
No. Okay,
course it is.
let me get one. Let me this one.
Nah.
This one.
No.
Oh, bleach.
Yeah, go on.
Alright, so I'll take race out of it for the minute. Yeah. If I was to start a fashion thing right now, not versus you, but versus the Benjart brand, yeah. Who's gonna get more fucking active? Forget the race for the minute. I'm just putting that as a blank canvas, yeah.
What do you mean different race?
No, forget race just for the minute. I'm just saying as a blank canvas, yeah. Right. In terms of experience, in terms of being able to network with the right people, Benjart would always have a head start over me because he's in that field, in that game. That's his game, innit? In terms of me. What I'm saying, exactly. He started from scratch, yeah? He never got access straight away. Yeah. He had to build that up in whatever he had to do. He had to work to get where he is, innit? Yeah. I can't just come in the game and say, yeah, I'm a black guy, so that means I should get the same thing as what Benjart should get. You know what I'm trying to say? Whether you're black or white. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's all of... people out there I'm saying, like, this is what I'm saying about this whole race thing, innit? Yeah. Sometimes it is to do with people's capabilities. Yeah. Sometimes give credit where credit's due. Yeah. Regardless of your race, you fucking worked, you done your thing to get your access, to get where you get what you're getting. Certain black guys don't want to work that hard. They just want to get bringing. And that's it. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So
I hear that.
Where'd you cut the... And man, we all know, man, around this table, we all got someone that just wants to get bringing and don't want to work. And then we'll come to the table and say, man can't get access to do these things. And we're like, bruv, what did you do? What have you done? Then I look at my bedroom like, oh, on this side, he's done a mad thing. He's worked all his life and he's got access to things that he needs now to progress further. I'm not going to say it's not because of his race. I'm going to say because he's white, Asian or black. That's because you work, brother. So I'm going to give you credit.
Some man are just lazy, though.
That's why my point is, it's not... I'm saying it's not only race thing. Yeah, race is a contributing factor, but I give the credit where credit's due to certain man like you, Benjart, who cracked the game on your foundation. Yeah. And then, look, you dealt with the race thing, but you've just put that behind you and you just kept going. And that's where you are right now. Do you think
it's the race thing that I dealt with, though?
I think you've dealt... I think obviously you said you've dealt with race before, obviously. So that's always going to be a challenge for whatever you do. Wherever you go, you walk through the road, it's going to be a challenge across the road versus a white person. But I just think that you've also grinded, fam, to get the access points that you needed. And that's kind of inspirational for someone like that.
I remember back in the day.
That's what I'm trying to say. Listen, I'm in that place where I'm trying to get access to certain things, yeah, but I'm only getting access now because of the grind that I put in a year and a half ago, literally. And I can't say I didn't get access a year and a half ago because I'm black. I would never say that. That's not something I would ever say. Oh, because a white man could do. I'm saying it because I didn't deserve it at that point then, and I know I deserve it now because I've grinded for it. This is kind of my conversation with people when they say, every time I don't get something because I'm black, I'm like, just ease off, innit? Because if we were all black and everyone was black in this world, what the fuck would you excuse then?
It's the work that you put in. But I feel at the same time, the race is just an extra barrier though. Like, so, because remember, there's people that put work in, bro, and they're never going to get to that level because of the colour of their skin.
That's where we're going wrong. That's another thing I want to point out. What's the level? What level? Why were you looking
so say for instance, I'm working for a company and I want to be the manager of that company, bro. They're not going to allow me to be the manager of that company.
Why do you want to be manager of that company?
No, I'm just talking about why wouldn't you?
No. The question isn't why wouldn't you? Because I'm not going against it. I'm the devil's advocate saying, why do you want to be? I'm just asking the question. Why would you want to be?
Because that's my career choice. Like even if, like, say for instance, like I don't know, but random McDonald's. I want to be the manager of McDonald's. You get me? But I can only get to the assistant or whatever. Who?
Neesden McDonald's.
Yeah, Neesden Ting. Get me? Wow. Banging drive-through pattern. You get me? All right, but they're not going to allow me to because the assistant manager and the manager.
Why wouldn't they allow you to?
No, listen to the story now because obviously they're white, so you can't get bringing in it.
Yeah, but and then obviously they always bring in their people.
But that's ridiculous, brother.
Why?
Because there's certain man like me who've proven that you can fucking do it. No, and then listen, man can do it, and then I can leave it and still do it again. Do you know what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm saying. You got to stop sitting there saying it's because man's black. Certain man don't have the capabilities to be a fucking manager.
That is very true.
What I'm trying to say is, so how do you depict this racism, bruv? How do you do that? How do you say this white man over here has been doing it for 10 years, bro?
Because sometimes there's people that have qualifications.
I'm just saying though.
Synonymous. Another word.
I'm gonna get that one.
You know what this is synonymous with, yeah? With the lack of black management in the Premier League.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, is it because there's a lack of black managers that have the right capability?
I used to support Arsenal. Just saying.
Yeah.
Or is it because there's a structural racism issue with black managers?
I don't think there's an answer, man. I think it's everything though is the mixture of both.
No, the football team's racist as well, bro. That's fact. That's big facts.
No, it's a mixture of both, though.
That one.
As well.
Mill.
It's not just football. In the whole conversation we're talking about, it's a mixture of both still. Because you can't deny anything you're saying. You can't deny that you grew up in a deprived area. Yeah. For instance, I moved from Wembley to Harrow. Yeah. I went to an all-black primary school. My brother and sister goes to a school.
Sound like you live a wonderful life. Wembley to Harrow.
Hello there. Hi. How are you?
Middlesex. You get me? The Middlesex man there, you get me?
Middlesex.
That little move there, in year 8, changed my whole life. And that's only a 20-minute drive down the road.
That's crazy.
My whole life.
Suburbs.
Serious. I live in the part of Harrow, which is more suburby, you get me? So
mad.
Mad. Must look like you're weird.
See sheep and them thing there, big sheep.
Grab the chicken and cook it on a Sunday.
We have no history. We have no people, a group of people that will back you. You have to have that little individual that might give you a bus. And people look at you. I'm not saying a white man can't give you a bus. You get me? But it's less about. Maybe if I don't know if it's average.
Yo, blue man, I forgive man a bus, bitch. What kind of bus?
But that's what I'm saying. There's very like people like Benjart or like, for instance, my comparison like to that is Gigs brought down the door using UK rap. Yeah. That's like, and he opened up the whole industry.
Yeah.
That's a good example of you don't need what you're saying.
Yeah,
you don't need to work
just that, and that's what I've been correct, and I've been screaming this for ages. Like everyone, you want to try and get in. Everyone wants to try and get into that level. And I'm saying, what is the level? You want to get to that level that they're at. Why don't you just create your own team? What's so big about what's so wrong about that, fam? Like, why?
It's true.
Because
that's like the Grammys and that.
That scares man, bro. Like it's a scary situation to be in.
You see in the media industry,
everyone's a victim of it.
No, I'm a big victim of it. Yeah, you see what you said earlier. I'm that guy that never worked hard enough to go into the film industry, but I forwarded because of the pressure of I come out of uni, and then there's and the industry in England specifically as well. The UK industry in England is very small. Yeah, even the white guys are struggling to get in there.
Yeah,
you get me. Yeah. So being black was an extra burden.
Yeah,
honestly, it was in the industry. There's not much black man, and then I saw a certain man with my specific role, like your brother Antoine brought me to one shoot. One film shoot, and then the runner on that shoot was a black man. But to me, he's not like us. Obviously, you have to put on that face in the white industry. But me personally, I didn't want to do that. Because these are up for the years of I'm going deep into our black history, so maybe that affected me as well. But that's one of the main reasons why I never worked hard enough as well. What you're saying, but also I saw that barrier, that glass window, and I didn't want to do that to push through it. And then also I had a little complex because I didn't want to be typical. You just do music videos in the industry at the time.
No, that's fair enough.
I should have really went down that road.
Yeah, just on that one.
It was a complex with myself. I should have went down and then wait till the doors bust open in the black industry of the music industry, for instance. That would have been my easy route in.
Just on the film thing, I just want to say, did you not see me on Gangs of London? Quick little cameo and that.
Banged in the face or something. Innit?
Man didn't get banged in the face, but man had a little cameo, little yard man pattern and that. You get me? It was the episode 1 still. You get me in the pub. I was part of the yard man. Did you watch it?
I only watched the first episode.
Oh, you saying you look like the guy that I put up yesterday on my Instagram?
No, fam, I didn't look like that guy.
I know you know exactly.
I was on the screw face rasp, man. I was on a content.
I knew there was one person that I was gonna reply to.
Man, nah, man. Cause you know, you see when I saw that video, blood, that brought up memories because I was laughing at that rasp for a time, blood. The screw face that rasp.
In the video.
Hey, blood. Hey, listen.
He took that video serious.
Blood, the yard man didn't take them serious.
Yo, brother, a big video right now. He came through moving mad.
That was all mad. Man's all a couple minutes left though still. So yeah, going forward, I'd hope this lockdown done soon. What's the man them looking forward for the rest of the coming out of
social distancing carnival? Mad.
Boy. I reckon people still gonna go down there though.
Of course they will.
That's an excuse for people to protest as well, fam. I don't know, man. But some vibe needs to go on because I ain't that many.
You want a vibe, you just gotta go through housing, dog. You get a vibe down there. Oh yeah, absolutely.
What I just played there, Carnival is definitely gonna be lit.
You went there, yeah?
Yeah,
Is it? It's a bit techie. It's a bit
You're
techie.
dark, it's you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
you, Benjart. Man said you went there.
Hey, beer stuttering.
I wasn't, pardon. I didn't solicitor.
The videos are good.
Yeah. But yeah, man's gone anyway.
You asked the question. You ain't the man them to answer.
Did I say? Oh yeah, answer the question still. Sorry, nah. Because
Man's
man say
on
what
the
they say.
cut-off thing.
Nah, because man's got 7
What are you
minutes
looking
left,
forward
blood.
to? What are you looking forward to?
What?
Today was the end of the year.
I want to go gym, bro. When the gym's opening, that's it. And a couple restaurants. I want to go on a liquor date, fam. Liquor date night and that.
I'm trying to get more financially literate, man.
Huh?
Financially literate. That's what I'm trying to.
That was a joke about the date night thing, though.
That's not a joke. Benj,
But I'll go on a liquor restaurant.
what are you looking forward to? Or what can everyone else be looking forward to? That's a good question.
What's coming up for Benjart?
What are you looking forward to
2021?
towards the end of the year? And then what can everyone else look forward to?
Consistency, man. That's my team, man. Consistent, bro.
That means something happens all the time.
Yeah.
Blocks.
This guy, bro. Yeah,
Just
that's
it,
it,
man.
man. Just consistency, bro. That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
What are you, blood?
What about yourself? Yeah.
Grind. Just grind.
I know your team anyway, you're not
Just
playing.
grind. Not playing about.
No one in his room.
It's time to do it now, innit?
Oh yeah, and the stock's rising as well, Carl. Right now.
Hey. Alright, fair trade. Shout me if you want that link. I'll say the link so you can get a free share on that. And trading 212. Shout me. I'll send over that link there as well.
Man's on 2 different platforms.
Look
That's
free plug in
different
that.
things.
Trying to make some coins, bro.
Yo,
And
yo, big up Benjart for coming true though.
yeah,
big
respect for coming through and that.
Big up.
Big up your
No worries.
Big up
quick
yourself,
feature
man.
and that.
Did you bring any hats with you or anything like that? Any,
Don't try it.
They said no matches. I said man them.
I looked at the table like, is any goodies?
But yeah, hopefully this won't be like another 3 months gap in that for the next episode. But yeah, you lot tune in. Respect for tuning in all these things and all them things. Big up yourself.
Yo, 3M, man.
Anyway, you're there.
I'm joking. Big up M.
But yeah, Talk the Things podcast. See you guys next week or whatever. Like and subscribe. Follow us on the Instagram. Talk the Things. And what's the other thing again, man? I can't remember still, but big up yourself.